So it's a crazy Saturday afternoon here, guys. It's a crazy Saturday afternoon in Suburbia. I've got aeroplanes flying over. I've got dogs barking. I've got next door yakking. I've got my kids playing up. I've got somebody over the other side of the gully here decided to start up a chainsaw. Look, it's just crazy. It's just absolutely. How are we supposed to get any peace? How are we supposed to get any time to relax? How are we supposed to get any time to gather our thoughts and obsess carefully and diligently about our watch collection when there's all this distraction going on around us, even in Suburbia? Even in Suburbia, guys, you just can't get away from it. Maybe the secret to a watch addict fully enjoying their hobby 100% is to just go and buy a huge section in the middle of nowhere and just build this really tiny house with no windows in it. And then maybe you'd get some peace and quiet, right? No aeroplanes, no chainsaws, no socialising neighbours, no children whinging and asking for more money and more biscuits and more food, and they don't want to empty the dishwasher. That's the kind of Saturday afternoon, guys, that I'm having right now. But I'm going to go ahead. See, even the local wildlife wants to interrupt my video. Well, it's very pretty, isn't it? It's very pretty to listen to the local wildlife, but he's just completely distracted me, that male tui, showing off to a female. He's completely distracted me from what I was about to say. And what I'm about to say, guys, is really important. If you're a watch addict, you're really going to understand the dilemma that I'm facing right now with my watch collection. I'm going to carry on. I'm like, this tui is just doing his best to stop me from recording this video. But I'm just going for it, guys. We're just going to keep going. You carry on. You carry on. I'm just going to keep going here. So, guys, I've got an issue, right? I've got an issue. I am very, very fortunate in that I own 2 Rolex watches. I'm so fortunate, guys. It's sick, isn't it? It's disgusting, actually. It's absolutely filthy and disgusting that I own 2 really nice Rolex sports watches. In fact, I own 3. My wife wears the 3rd, which is a Sea Dweller 43. Believe it or not, my wife, who has like a 6-inch wrist, maybe even smaller, she wears a Sea Dweller 43, and she rocks it really well. I've got a Submariner, a 41mm modern Submariner, and I've got a Rolex GMT Master 2, the Riddler, or the left-hand drive Sprite. And the issue I've got, guys, is 2 fantastic watches. Love them both. They're never going to leave the collection. These 2 watches are never going to leave the collection. But the problem I've got is that right now, I don't actually want to wear either of them. I mean, what's going on there? I don't actually want to wear either of these fantastic, never leave the collection watches. Why is that? Well, the first one is, oh my god, so now next door's decided to start up his lawnmower and start cutting his grass. This is the problem, guys. This is the problem with the watch addiction, is you just never get any time in Suburbia. You never get the silence to consider your watch collection, to really obsess over your watches. There's always somebody trying to distract you. The tui's gone, and now next door's decided to start up his lawnmower. I'm going to keep going. I'm just going to keep going. I'm doing this, okay? I've got too much going on this weekend. I'm doing this video, so I'm sorry about the lawnmower in the background, but we are going to keep going. Okay, so problem number 1 with the Rolex GMT Master 2 Sprite, the left-hand drive Riddler. Problem: it doesn't have a quick set date function. Today is the 17th. It's the 17th. The date where the watch stopped, where the GMT Master 2 Sprite stopped when I last wore it, when I last stopped wearing it, it stopped on the 1st. So if I'm going to wear that watch now, not only have I got to set the time, but I've got to wind, because it doesn't have a quick set date, I've got to wind it. I've got to sit there for like 5 minutes, you know, wind this thing round until the date wheel finally gets to 17. I haven't got time for that. I live in Suburbia. I've got too many distractions. I've got too much going on. I haven't got time to sit there for 5 minutes and set the non-quick set date on my Rolex GMT Master 2, so the watch isn't getting worn at the moment. Problem number 2 with the Submariner. What's the problem with the Submariner? Fantastic watch. It doesn't have a date, so I don't have to worry about that. I don't have to sit there for 5 whole minutes in my life and set the date. It takes me about 30 seconds to set the time. Why am I not wearing that watch? Why am I not wearing that watch, guys? I'll tell you why I'm not wearing that watch. And it's because right now I am vibing. I'm vibing big time on my 2 Omega Neo Vintage Seamasters, guys. I'm vibing them big time. I'm absolutely besotted. I recently did a video on this. This is the Omega Seamaster 2220.80, the Daniel Craig Casino Royale. I have had this on my wrist, guys, literally. Let me get a bit closer for you. I have had this on my wrist literally now for 2.5 weeks since it arrived from Japan. I have not taken this watch off my wrist, and that is getting close to being a record. The only other watch that I've ever owned that ever came anywhere close to sitting on my wrist for nearly 3 weeks, was the Submariner, the watch that I can't wear right now because I've got this baby on. And I love, love, love this watch, guys. On the other wrist, and don't get me wrong, of course I never wear 2 watches. I never wear a watch on each wrist. Normally I'm doing that. Hopefully if he keeps picking up stones and big chunks of wood in his lawnmower, it'll just seize up and stop. I've got the 2254.50, the Peter Blake. I've got that on my left wrist today. I'm only wearing both of these watches right now because I'm about to record. If I get the brain capacity to do it this afternoon, I'm going to record a comparison video of these 2 watches. But these 2 watches, guys, are the reason why right now I'm not vibing my Rolex at all. I'm really not, and that's quite incredible considering I am, as you know, a Rolex fan boy. Now I'm going to go down the bottom of the garden and carry on with this video, and I'm going to tell you a really interesting story. I think it's a story that you'll find quite fascinating actually, about a recent experience that I just had when I got the call for a Rolex. Yes I did get the call for a Rolex, and I didn't leave the store with the Rolex I got the call for, and I'm going to explain why once I've gone downstairs to carry on with this video. So I think there should be a rule, guys. I'm gonna lobby my local MP. I think we need to put a bylaw in place that when the random watch dude is recording a video, everybody in the vicinity of the random watch dude has to just stay in your house, put the TV on, close all the doors and windows, and just be really quiet. And also the birds, can they just be quiet when the random watch dude is trying to make a video? Because honestly, I'm really offended. I mean, the random watch dude is a busy guy and he hasn't got time to edit videos. He hasn't got time to muck around for hours setting up studios in his house. The random watch dude just wants to come down into his garden, spend half an hour max recording a video, another half an hour max after that stitching it all together and editing out all the crappy little bits at the start and the finish. And that's it, guys, because that's how I roll. Anyway, I promised I was going to talk to you about an interesting incident that I had recently, Rolex related, of course. So I got the call, I got a text actually. You don't get phone calls these days from anybody, do you? They message you. They haven't got time in their lives to phone you and talk to you and socialise and ask you how your day's going. People just send you texts. So anyway, I got a text message from one of my local Rolex authorised dealers here in Auckland in New Zealand. Cut a long story short, guys, I was offered the Oyster Perpetual 41mm with the blue dial. Now, keeping in mind that the new range of Oyster Perpetuals have just been released at Watches and Wonders in April, what I'm referring to here is not one of those new models, it's one of the older models. In other words, one of the discontinued models. So this would have been one of the last, possibly even the last, Oyster Perpetual blue dial that certainly I or anybody else was ever going to be able to get their hands on from an AD. So of course, yeah, I bit their hand off. I rushed in. I actually had my son with me. My 15-year-old son was with me, and we rushed in like you do. We had some other things to do anyway. I wasn't going. I was out. Just happened to be heading that way anyway. So I thought, yeah, okay, we'll rush into the AD and buy a Rolex at the same time, like you do. It's disgusting, isn't it? Anyway, we're in there. We're sat in there. The Oyster Perpetual comes out, and I was literally just getting my wallet ready, guys, to put down the $11,600 New Zealand for this watch. And I thought, I'll tell you what I'll do is I'll just have a little play and make sure that the hands are aligned properly. I mean, this is a really simple thing, right? This is a very, very simple watch, okay? It doesn't have a date wheel, it doesn't have a GMT, it doesn't have a bezel. All it has to do is have 3 hands that rotate around the dial and tell you what the time is. And of course, if you want a watch to tell you what the time is, you want the hands to actually line up with the markers. So when it's 12 o'clock or 6 o'clock or 4:30 or whatever it is, you want the hands to be pointing in exactly the right places, don't you? Otherwise, how do you know what the time is? Anyway, guys, I had an issue with my Submariner, some of you might know, that follow my channel. When I got my Submariner, I had an issue with it. After a couple of weeks, I couldn't stop seeing the fact that the hands were misaligned. And actually, I took it back to the authorised dealer, and to their credit, within a week, I had it back, and the hands were perfect, and the watch is fabulous. Anyway, there I am. I'm lining up the hour hand on the Oyster Perpetual whilst I'm looking at it, and the salesperson's telling me what a lucky guy I am to be getting this watch, and actually they went as far as to say, oh, it's a great investment, it's only going to go up in price, you know, you're so lucky. Anyway, oh, they could be right, but I'm not buying a watch, guys, for $11,600 where the hands were so badly misaligned. They were awful. I mean, I'm talking 3 or 4 minutes out. Now, I didn't take a picture. I didn't take a picture of it because it just didn't feel right. It felt like a really bad idea to get my camera, my watch out, my camera phone out. I'll get there in the end. Get my camera phone out and start taking pictures of a misaligned handset on a Rolex. It kind of felt a little bit inappropriate, but anyway, long story short, I turned around to the salesperson. I said, I'm sorry, I can't take it. I just can't buy it. The hands are really bad. Now, I know that they were able to send that into the Rolex service centre, get it fixed, and I could have had the watch back in a week, but I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. It really pissed me off, because I thought, God, you know, I'm rushing in here with my 11,600 New Zealand dollars to put down on a watch, and all it has to do is tell me the time, right? That's all it has to do. It's got one mission, one role in its entire existence, which is to point to markers on the dial and tell me what the time is, and it can't even do that properly. So anyway, guys, Rolex, sort your quality control out. It's awful. Please sort your quality control out. And actually, whilst I was there, we got a date just out of the rack just to have a look, because by the way, the salesperson completely agreed with me. I also know that since then they have sent that watch into the Rolex service centre to get it fixed. Guys, because they totally agreed with me that the hands were unacceptably misaligned. Really basic, right? We got a date just out of the cabinet, a two-tone date just, and we said, oh, well, let's just have a quick look at that one, and that was misaligned too. Not as bad, but the hands were misaligned on that too. So, guys, I'm gonna put it out there right now. The quality control from Rolex right now, which you would expect to be absolutely fabulous, immaculate, marvellous. The quality control coming out of Rolex right now, and this is just my sample of the last 2 watches that I've picked up, one that I bought and one that I refused to buy. They both had terribly misaligned hands. What's going on, guys? Tell me what's going on. Answers on a postcard, because I don't know the answer. So the only answer I can give you right now to resolve this, and some of you are probably going to be quite critical of me for having refused that Oyster Perpetual, because you're going to say, Mark, you're throwing money away. I mean, absolutely. I mean, I actually saw one of those blue dial OP41 sell here in New Zealand just about 2 weeks ago, a brand new one. So obviously came from a flipper because it was brand spanking new, never been worn. That sold for 15,000 New Zealand dollars, and I was offered one for 11,600 from the authorised dealer, and I still didn't want it, guys. I could have taken it anyway and just sent it to the flipper, and he probably would have given me 13 grand for it. I could have made a quick buck even though I didn't like it, but that's not the way I roll, okay? When I buy watches, I buy them because I like them and because I want to wear them. Doesn't mean to say that I'll always keep it and I won't ever sell it. And if I do sell it and make a profit, wow, great, okay. But I can tell you what, out of 10 watches that I've sold, I've probably lost money on 9. So the way I see it is, it kind of balances itself out in the end anyway. So anyway, how come I'm okay with this? I'm okay, as I said at the start of my video, whilst I was being rudely interrupted by next door and the helicopter and the aeroplane and the TUI. I said earlier that I can't wear my Rolexes at the moment. I can't even buy a bloody Rolex at the moment without it, you know, out there being something wrong with it. So how come I'm okay with that? Well, I'm okay with it, guys, because I'm really vibing the Seamaster 2220.80, the Daniel Craig Casino Royale. I'm really vibing my 2254.5. What are we going to call this one? I know we like to call it the Peter Blake here in New Zealand, but I like to call it the Pierce Brosnan. That's what it is. It's the Pierce Brosnan 2254.50. I'm really vibing these two watches, guys. I'm going to do a review on them. I cannot take this watch off. It is stunning. I know why I love this watch. I know why I absolutely love this watch at the moment, guys. I figured it out. I couldn't figure it out to start with. Why can't I take this watch off? Why can't I take this watch off? I've figured out why I can't take this watch off. Oh, even though I've just taken it off now, but you know what I mean. I figured out why I can't take this watch off, and I'm going to tell you in my next video. In my next video. I'm not going to tell you now because I've been rambling for far too long. I need to go and sit down and have a cup of tea now and have a little think, and then I'm going to make another video which I'll drop soon about why I can't take this watch off. So thanks for watching the video, guys. If you absolutely can't wait, to see the video drop on why I can't take this watch off, if you can't wait, the best thing to do is is to subscribe, if you wouldn't mind. If you haven't already, please do subscribe. It's hard work getting subscribers, you know. You actually have to make content that people like. I mean, it's ridiculous, isn't it? I mean, I should just go on TikTok and just put a load of shit on there and get 1 million views. But YouTube's really hard. You actually have to make content that people like. So if you're really looking forward to the next video about why I can't take this watch off, guys, please do subscribe. And if you can't quite bring yourself to subscribe and you want to jump onto TikTok now and watch a load of shit that 1 million other people have watched, then maybe at least give this video a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it, guys. Thanks for watching. And I look forward to seeing you on the next video where I'm going to talk about why I can't take this watch off, and my next door neighbour's just starting up his lawnmower, so I've timed it perfectly.